What if I told you the most powerful move a man can make isn't to fight for her, but to vanish without a word? No argument, no begging, no closure, just gone. Would you believe that silence can be louder than screaming? That walking away can hit harder than any punch? This isn't weakness, it's strategy. High-value men don't chase. They disappear. Welcome to Stoic Blessing, where we strip away the lies that keep you emotionally caged. The modern world wants men to be needy, to always be available, to explain themselves constantly. But real strength, real masculine energy, it doesn't chase validation. It doesn't plead for attention. It becomes the storm, and then it disappears into the horizon. Let me tell you about a man who gave her everything: time, loyalty, vulnerability. He listened when she cried, showed up when she called, forgave when she disrespected. He thought love meant holding on, no matter how much it hurt. But when she walked away, when she ghosted him, disrespected him, or even replaced him, he broke, not just from heartbreak, but from betrayal. The realization that his love wasn't enough. That being a nice guy got him abandoned, not adored. But then, something changed. He didn't text her a long message. He didn't beg for another shot. He didn't try to fix it. He went silent. She expected tears. She got nothing. She expected a chase. He gave her distance. She expected to be the prize. Now, she was the one watching him disappear. That's when the power shifted. This isn't about games. It's about principles. Stoicism teaches us to master what we feel, not let it master us. Dark psychology shows us the power of absence, indifference, and emotional control. Combine them, and you become untouchable. Not toxic, not cold, just done explaining your worth. In this video, you'll learn the 10 brutal lessons every man needs after heartbreak. This isn't for the weak-hearted, it's for the man ready to bury the boy who begged and build the man who walks alone. Not lonely, but focused. Lesson number 1, feel it once, never again. Heartbreak is painful, but pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the mentor. When she left, it felt like the air was sucked out of your lungs. Your mind replayed the last conversation, the cold goodbye, the shift when she stopped seeing you as a priority. That pain, it's your warning shot. Your body telling you something needs to change, not just in her behavior, but in your standards. A masculine man feels everything, but he only bleeds once. He doesn't stay wounded. He doesn't dwell in the what-ifs. He feels it, faces it, and uses it. Most men drown in heartbreak because they resist the pain. They try to numb it with distractions, rebounds, addictions, endless scrolling, fake smiles, but that only stretches the suffering. You want to break the cycle? Sit with the pain. Let it carve into you. Let it teach you who not to be next time. This is where Stoicism kicks in. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. It's not her leaving that's killing you. It's the story you attach to her. You thought she was the one. You thought you needed her to be whole. But guess what? You don't. That illusion is what hurts, not her absence." The most powerful men in history, philosophers, warriors, kings, were forged in grief. Not because they avoided it, but because they learned to own it. You're not broken, you're being rebuilt. And the version of you that's coming, he doesn't chase, he doesn't beg, he doesn't explain, he becomes. Lesson number 2, silence speaks louder than anger. You think you need to say something. You think if you just got it off your chest, if you just told her how much she hurt you, maybe she'd understand. Maybe she'd come back. But no, that's what she expects. She expects a reaction, a breakdown, an emotional flare-up, a monologue. Masculine men don't give people the performance they're fishing for. They give them silence. Silence isn't weakness, it's control. It's what happens when you stop trying to change the narrative and start owning your role in it. You don't need to scream, argue, or justify your side. You leave her with her last memory of you. And if that memory is calm, composed, detached, it echoes in her mind way louder than any message you could send. In dark psychology, silence creates a psychological vacuum. The brain hates empty space. It fills it with guesses, what-ifs, and unresolved tension. When you stay silent, she starts replaying everything. She starts wondering why you're not reacting. That's when curiosity turns into regret. That's when detachment turns into power. Stoicism teaches us that anger is never impressive. It's predictable, easy. The real strength is emotional control. Lesson number 3, stop explaining yourself. Every time you explain yourself to someone who has already made up their mind, you lower your value. You turn your dignity into a debate. You try to justify your love, loyalty, and presence when none of it should have needed explaining in the first place. Let me be clear. The moment you start pleading your case, you've already lost. She left. She pulled away. She chose distance. That was the message. You don't need to decode it. You don't need to respond with a list of reasons why you were good to her. She knows, she remembers, but people don't leave because they forget your value. They leave because they think you won't stop trying to be understood by someone who benefits from misunderstanding you. The masculine man isn't desperate to be heard. He speaks once and lives by his code. If someone doesn't get it, they can go. When you chase clarity from someone who ghosted you, disrespected you, or replaced you, you hand them all your power. Dark psychology makes this clear. The more you chase validation, the less you get it. Humans are wired to value scarcity. When you're always available, always explaining, always chasing, they tune you out, but disappear without a word. And now, you're a mystery. And mystery creates value. Stoicism is about self-respect. You don't argue your worth. You demonstrate it in silence. You walk with conviction, not explanation. If you're misjudged, so be it. That's not your burden. It's their loss. Lesson number 4, the law of indifference. Indifference is not coldness. It's not bitterness. It's not pretending you don't care. It's actually not caring anymore. That's the shift. That's the moment you stop orbiting her attention and start standing in your own gravity. When she can no longer control how you feel, she loses her grip entirely. Here's the truth. Attention is power, and women know it. When she pulls away, goes silent, or tests your reaction, she's watching to see if she still has influence. The weak man takes the bait. He spirals, he double texts, he posts cryptic messages, he tries to trigger a response. The masculine man, he doesn't move, he doesn't flinch. He applies the law of indifference. This law says, whatever doesn't align with your peace is irrelevant. You don't chase her. You don't hate her. You just don't need her. That subtle shift in energy is psychological warfare. Because now she's uncertain. Now she's the one watching your behavior, wondering how you detached so easily, so fully, so finally. Indifference is rooted in self-respect. Stoicism teaches that our emotions should never be ruled by externals, not praise, not rejection, not love. When someone removes their presence from your life, don't beg, don't perform. Accept it. Indifference is the most silent, lethal form of power because it doesn't seek revenge. It forgets you ever needed it. And here's the kicker. When you stop caring, they start noticing. When you detach, you become unpredictable. And nothing is more attractive or unsettling than a man they thought they had, suddenly out of reach. Number 5, become her mirror, not her pet. Every time she pulls away and you chase, every time she disrespects you and you tolerate it, you're teaching her that her behavior has no consequences. That's what pets do. They obey, beg, and follow. But you're not here to be her emotional support animal. You're here to be her mirror. A mirror doesn't chase, it reflects. When she goes cold, you go colder. When she disrespects you, you create distance. When she pulls back, you disappear. Not to play games, but to show her exactly what she's showing you. That's emotional chess, not emotional chaos. Once she realizes that her actions have consequences, everything changes. A lot of men confuse loyalty with enduring disrespect. They mix unconditional love with unconditional access. But the masculine man doesn't reward bad behavior. He doesn't explain his standards. He simply leaves when they're crossed. That's how you reclaim control without raising your voice. That's how you show strength without ever lifting a finger. Dark psychology tells us that people only change when the consequences of staying the same become uncomfortable. Your mirror effect creates that discomfort, not out of malice, but out of truth. Once she sees herself through your response, she'll either grow or go. Either way, you win. Either way, you stay in control. Stoicism is all about alignment, not reacting out of emotion, but acting out of principle. If she's off balance, you don't steady her. You let her feel it. And if she comes back, it's because she felt the void, not because you begged to fill it. Number 6, build your fortress. She walked away? Good. Now, use that pain as fuel. The moment she left, she gave you something priceless. Space. Space to rebuild, evolve, and create a life so powerful, so full, so untouchable, that her absence becomes irrelevant. This is where transformation begins. You stop waiting for closure and start building your fortress. The gym becomes your therapy. The grind becomes your escape. The silence becomes your weapon. You redirect every ounce of heartbreak into progress. Stoic men don't wallow. They work. They don't post sad quotes. They build better bodies, better habits, better systems. You don't rise out of heartbreak by talking about it. You rise by outgrowing it. This isn't for show. It's not about making her jealous. It's about becoming the version of you who would never beg again. The version who doesn't settle for breadcrumbs. The version who doesn't react to silence. The version who doesn't need to be chosen because he chooses himself every damn time. In dark psychology, this is called an identity shift. When the pain of who you were becomes so unbearable, you destroy that version and create something new, something focused, dangerous, and unshakable. That's your fortress. And once you're inside it, emotionally, mentally, financially, no one gets to shake your foundation again. So don't ask if she's thinking about you. Don't wonder if she'll come back. She probably will. But by then, you'll be a different man, and the old version she knew. He doesn't exist anymore. Number 7, never break. No contact. The urge to reach out is real. You want to check in, see if she misses you, maybe send a simple, "Hope you're doing okay." But here's the hard truth. Every time you break no contact, you reset your healing. You trade power for a temporary dopamine hit, and for what? A breadcrumb? A dry response? Her silence wasn't an accident, so your silence should be a decision. No contact isn't a tactic, it's a transformation. It's you reclaiming your self-respect. It's you stepping away from the emotional casino where the house always wins. Because the second you text, call, like, or even watch her stories, you're back at the table. And she knows it. Dark psychology tells us that silence is perceived as strength. Breaking that silence signals weakness. It shows she still has emotional real estate in your mind, it gives her closure, and it confirms you're still affected. But when you stay silent, when you let the distance speak for you, that gets under her skin. It makes her wonder, makes her chase. Stoicism is clear. Don't let your emotions dictate your actions. You may want to reach out. You may think there's more to say, but that's the emotional mind talking. The logical man, the stoic man, understands that real strength isn't found in reconnection, it's found in restraint. She walked out. Let her wonder what it's like to lose a man who never begged to be kept. The longer your silence, the louder your value becomes. And when she realizes what she lost, you'll be too far gone to care. Number 8, let her sit with her decision. She made a choice. Whether she walked away, drifted off, or replaced you overnight, it wasn't an accident. It was a decision. And now it's her burden to carry. Don't lift it for her. Don't make it easier. Don't reach out to comfort her when she created the silence. Let her sit in it. Let her feel what it's like to lose a man who would have done anything until he woke up. This is where most men fold. They think being the bigger person means checking in, reopening the door, being available just in case she changes her mind. But that's not strength. That's self-betrayal. Because the moment you go back, you erase the lesson. You reward the behavior. You tell her, you can hurt me and I'll still be here. And that's exactly how you stay stuck. You want to shift the power dynamic? Don't beg for her to rethink her choice. Just make sure she feels it. Let her experience the space where your energy used to be. The calls that don't come, the support she lost, the man she dismissed, now fully detached. That's where regret is born. Dark psychology teaches us that people don't appreciate what's always available. They value what they have to earn back. And the moment you stop trying to make her feel better about leaving, she starts wondering if she made the biggest mistake of her life. Not because you tried to convince her, but because you didn't. Stoicism reminds us, we control ourselves, not others. Her decision is hers to live with. You don't owe her relief from that reality. Let her sit with it. Let her feel it. Let her miss you alone. Number 9, they always come back, but you're already gone. They always come back. Maybe it takes weeks, maybe months, sometimes even years, but they always circle back. When the silence gets too loud, when the new guy doesn't hit the same, when they realize your presence wasn't just another option, it was the standard. That text shows up. Hey stranger, I've been thinking about you. How have you been? For most men, that's all it takes. They drop everything, rush back, thinking it means redemption. Nope, it's a test. The real ones, they don't even flinch. By the time she comes back, the man she knew is gone, rebuilt, reforged, detached. You don't respond out of bitterness. You don't respond because you've outgrown it. That chapter is closed, not out of hate, not out of pride, but out of discipline. Dark psychology breaks this down clearly. People chase what they can't predict and regret what they can't reach. When you don't react, when you don't re-engage, when you don't offer that emotional in again, you become the one that got away. You go from being an X to being a lesson. And trust me, the silence hits different when it's permanent. Stoicism teaches us to move forward without resentment. You don't block out of spite, you don't ghost out of rage, you simply evolve past the need for closure, connection, or curiosity. You've seen who they are and chosen yourself instead. That's the final move, indifference. So when she finally texts, when the apology shows up, when she says, "I miss us," you don't need to respond. You already did. With your silence, with your progress, with your life moving on while hers is stuck, replaying what she lost. Number 10, disappear like a god. When a man truly disappears, it's not out of ego, and it's not to play games. It's because he's finished. He leaves a silence that no apology can fill. A masculine man doesn't vanish to punish her. He vanishes to protect himself, to reclaim what was given too freely, and to rise above the noise. When you disappear like a god, you don't slam the door. You just walk through it without looking back. You stop posting to be seen. You stop texting to feel wanted. You stop orbiting her world. You build your own, quietly and relentlessly, without needing applause or validation. And that absence, it becomes legendary, because now you exist only in memory, in her regrets, in the shadow of what she lost. Dark psychology shows us this clearly. Presence is comforting. Absence is unsettling. When you vanish completely, when she has no access, no updates, no emotional breadcrumbs, her mind does all the work. She fills the silence with what-ifs. She rewrites the past. She starts to wonder if she misread everything. And the harder she tries to figure you out, the more powerful you become. Stoicism teaches us that the highest power is self-control. You don't disappear out of weakness. You disappear out of strength, out of peace, out of principle. Not because you're hiding, but because the version of you she had access to no longer exists. You've elevated, you've transcended. This is the final move, the clean break, the quiet exit, the graceful goodbye she never saw coming. And when she looks back, because she will, she'll realize she didn't just lose a man, she lost a kingdom. If you're ready to vanish from the spaces where you're no longer valued, if you're ready to disappear like a god, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My absence is my legacy. And remember, masculine men don't chase. They disappear, stoically, silently, for good.